Okay, people. So it's November 25th, 2017. Do you see this? These flowers are blooming. Like, literally. Rain or shine, colder, it's not even hot, but freezing. Look at them. They're still wanting to bloom. They're still blooming. What is it with them? Look, look, look. Do you see this? Look, oh my God, look at that, people. Look at that. They're perfect. No. There is a painting moment. That is a perfect picture. This is amazing. Oh, I so like little things like this. Like, people say, you're the only one with those flowers in the yard. Where'd you get those flowers from? Hold on a minute, I got something to tell you. But before I do that, look at that. It's crystal clear. It's been like that since oh, hold on. Hold on. Anyway, it's been like that ever since I changed it. Right? So there's only a short window with the sun bringing in the algae. But outside of that, this pond is just so beautiful. Like, it's such a beautiful little pond. Love this pond. Okay, people, check this out. Hold on a minute. Okay. Okay, people, I'm in my sewing room. I don't get in here very much. I'll do a little sweep and you'll understand when I say I don't get in here very much. Things just kind of piling up, right? So here's the deal. I'm kind of tired. And my mind is like going like this. So my youngest daughter said I can take Uncle John's paperwork and even some of the non-profit paperwork, because I need a bed, people. Like, when I started with the non-profit back in the day in 1999, 2000, 2001, that's when I lived in Wally's house. That's when I lived in my house for 8 years before my life was disrupted, right? And my kitchen table has the ability to have like 2 extra leaves in there. So this table can get extremely long. And I used to use my table to, make informational packages to promote the nonprofit. This is what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about the nonprofit. I'm just touching base on a few things. And that should have gave me a warning back in those days. If I was using my whole table with 2 leaves in it, and this thing sat 12 people around it. It was the full length of my whole kitchen, right? And you could still walk around it. It had like 12 chairs, right? It's a big table. So anyway, I'd have all my photocopies, and I used to sort out all my paper and and get everything together. This is when I was going to start promoting it and blah blah blah. Over the years, I've used beds. Just because it's a big, flat, wide surface that I can, put everything in order and get it all organized and whatever. So, long story short, my youngest daughter said I can use her room for a little while to seriously try and get all this paperwork that's been like this marrow weed when it comes to Uncle John and this lawsuit and that type of thing off my sewing table and out of my living space, because it's highly unfair to have this amount of paper that's not doing anything, just taking up space and basically ruining your life, right? Because you're not moving forward with anything. So by tomorrow, a lot of the paper that needs to be sorted out, or just whatever, will be in a different location for now. And then that will open up my sewing table. So once my sewing table opens up, what's going to happen here now is I'm going to be packing 2 boxes. 1 box for Missouri and another box for Houston, Texas. Missouri is for the board director to the foundation. She is a legitimate board director to the foundation. She's been a board director for 3 or 4 years now. And she's wanting to do some fundraising for fire hoses for their local fire department, because it's just a small town that has limited resources and whatnot, and they need fire hoses. It would really benefit the fire hall to have fire hose donated to their facility. So she wants to try and do a little fundraiser around that to the best of her ability. So I'm going to end up sending her a collection box. And, you know, I haven't really sent, I can't say haven't really, I haven't sent her any information over the years regarding the nonprofit in terms of what I would say send to Governor Christie, which I'm going to be adding on to the mailing list. So as I'm working on my 2 boxes, I'm going to pull out Governor Christie's envelope and send him just the general information to the nonprofit that the other people in the United States of America have in relation to the foundation I work on. And then for the one in Houston, same idea. The person that I'm in contact with is wanting to work with me and develop on program development in many different areas in terms of social development, right? So whether it's youth programs, whether it's counseling programs, whether it's shelter programs, housing initiatives. For me, housing initiatives is a big one. Job creation is another big one. And then it trickles on down to the youth programs and that type of thing, right? It's kind of hard to give young people quality youth programs if we can't build in quality housing programs in terms of providing long-term stability in people's living environments so that they can build on their skills as an individual and as a family unit and then as a community, right? And in light of this power economics of the wealthy buying up all the property only because they're in a position to do it, and the political winds are allowing these people to do this, it doesn't erode from the fact that as people, we need to be aware that not everybody is equal when it comes to their income, and therefore there needs to be allowances put in there for affordable housing. So I'm always pushing that envelope for affordable housing. But basically what I'm trying to say is I'm putting together a box for Houston, Texas to start promoting program development in partnership with other organizations as the foundation would do. And obviously we're going to bring it under kind of an umbrella of a licensing, right, through the New Nations Unity, because that is what provides federal protection to take what we develop, myself and this individual and her group of network individuals. You can't really rely on me because, I live in Canada and most of us are sleeping right now, right? Although that's not to say that something isn't coming up in the ranks, because I do believe that there's a couple of things coming up in the ranks. It's just going to take a little while to get it, put it together, right? So as what's coming up in the ranks in Canada, something's I think is going to start coming up. That's what I'm trying to say here. Is I always believe people. When I meet people as an individual, we all come in with our jaded this and jaded that and whatever. But at the end of the day, I treat people as an individual before I would, disregard their true intentions in terms of wanting to be helpful. Because if I'm wanting to be helpful and I have that characteristics characteristic, then other people have that characteristic, right? And sometimes, you know, we run across these rogues that, you know, well, why would you want to send something to Texas? Haven't you learned your lesson with Ohio? You know, the little needling in the ear, right? Like, you know, it's okay. I'm not too worried about Ohio. Ohio will always be on the map, right? But I think Texas might be the shaker that's going to shake up the whole continent here, right? So, you know, I'm giving it my all because, you know, I want to see progress, people. I haven't been working on this nonprofit for 17 years and just, you know, simply just want to just say, forget it, right? No. So I'm going to be packing up a box here, providing the information that Governor Christie will get in terms of when I mail out the boxes to Missouri and to Houston. I will also mail out Governor Christie's package for general information purposes, only because he's a YouTuber, and I've been on his, you know, YouTube leaving messages, and you know, he's been respectful. He hasn't deleted anything I've ever said, and because he works in billions of dollars in the actual moolah stuff, right? Whereas I work in billions of dollars. You know, you fathom it, you can see it, you can taste it, you can almost touch it, but just not quite, right? That's where I'm at, where Governor Christie has actually had those dollars flow through his government. So, in light of, you know, pushing the envelope forward with nonprofit, and it taking fruition for the means that it was meant to do, you're going to get, you know, a few thousand, and then you're going to get a few tens of thousands, and then you're going to get, you know, a few hundreds of thousands, and then before you know it, you're going to be at 1 million, and once you get to 1 million, you're going to be into the millions, and then it's going to go into the billions, and then I'll be laying there in my grave saying, ha ha ha, I told you we could do it. Right? So that's like when I was out in the yard and I'm like, well, who wouldn't want to be a part of that? Who wouldn't want to be a part of making billions of dollars that can help millions of people? Always getting interrupted. Who is that? Who is that?
Okay.
Oh, hold on, people.
I'm just taking some dish soap.
Oh, well, not too much because I don't have too much now.
All.
So anyway, notice how I got quiet. He's not spying on me. He's just listening.
Okay.
You know, Mom,
Pardon me?
I have a Netflix account.
Okay, I'm recording this.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be better
Yeah,
for Andre to watch Netflix instead of YouTube.
I know.
So I'm gonna
Help me
sign
with
him
that.
into Netflix.
Okay,
Okay.
that'll work.
That sounds nice.
And then you can watch Pokemon,
So anyway,
other things.
as I'm clearing off my table here, and I'm networking with this person in Houston, I kind of have to open up a Texas page.
Where's the keyboard?
So that means I have to do some HTML and some web design. And you know, I remember how to do it. I just don't know where all my files are. And the internet does change in terms of its tags and, you know, scripts and that type of thing when you want to import like video or whatever, right? Or I like my MIDIs, but I don't know. These music companies are a little out of control. But like, you know, I like to have a MIDI available on my web page, and, you know, I like to sometimes import videos from YouTube or wherever. So I don't know how much time I have to study to get those tags or those scripts, right? In order to actually build another web page. What I'd have to do is I'd have to create a Texas web page, and then I have to upload, I have to revamp, update, whatever you want to call it, the National Telethon USA web page, where I don't know where that file is. I really don't. And then I would also have to, there's 3 pages two pages I would have to update. Oh yes, and I need to update the bylaws page with the new board directors, because I haven't updated anything on the website for a very, very long time. And the current board directors that are on the website are some of them non-applicable. Like Uncle John hasn't been around for years now, right? And his, Joan has died, and she died in 2014, so she hasn't even been around for years either. So I have to update the bylaw page so that it reads with the correct. Or it's the Dreambox page, I think. It's some page that has, it's the Dreambox page. It was the first page, I think, one of the first pages I ever made when I started developing a website. That's where the board directors are listed, so I'm going to have to change that page. I don't think it's on the bylaw page. It should, those names should be put onto the minutes page, but this is where, as we progress, right? And, people begin to start to participate in the foundation, and we start doing what we say we're going to do. And because I am wanting to create jobs, hopefully at some point in the future, we'll be able to hire people to clean up the website and bring it up to date in terms of with the correct information, in terms of, the active board directors, with the foundation and that type of thing. Because any kind of arrangement that's being made is being made through the foundation. It's not being made through me personally. I am just the vessel for that to happen. So I'm going to be packing up 2 boxes, and I'm going to be working on some web pages here over the next 10 days, which I don't know how much I'll get done, but I asked my daughter to go buy me a mouse. I have a very old XP laptop, right? So I'm going to see what files are on there, and hopefully I won't have too much of a difficult time uploading these particular pages. And as I clear off my table and bring out these boxes to pack them, I will videotape what I'm packing in terms of, just the general information, the collection boxes that are going to the 2 separate states. And obviously I'm putting in some black walnut ink in both boxes because, I really do feel that that's a precious gift that the good Lord gave to me to share, right? Because it's unique and it's down to earth. You can't get any more down to earth than the black walnut tree, right? Seriously, you just can't. And what it can produce in terms of black walnut ink and that type of stuff, right? And so yeah, we're gonna leave it on that because I just want to leave it on a positive note, right? We're gonna try and just bring in some cheer, right? A little bit, right? Somewhere along the way. And then at some point we'll bring in the big boys with the drums and stuff, right? Because, and just, yeah, right? So yeah, as you can see, it's kind of hard sewing with this paper, right? You can see it's like everywhere, man. Right? Binders and stuff like that. Right, got them all over. There's a big binder of all non-profit stuff in there, right? And then I was doing chestnuts here. You can see, right? Can't really sew anything. And what can I sew? Nothing right now.